Hello, Rebel GMAN 3B. This is your Precap. I'm your host, Rob Top, and I will be here every week with Matt Cavelion. Hello, Matt.
Hello!
So I'm here every week with Matt because Matt is the brains behind the whole project. He does near enough everything technology-wise, and he's a super duper guy. And I'm really glad that Matt's on board with us, with me again. So appreciation, Matt. You're a great guy, mate.
Thank you very much. The way we've basically split this up is that I'm the one that kind of knows how to do some of the editing and things like that, and Rob's the one who knows how to play Blood Bowl well. So, we've pretty much got all of the bases covered there.
Don't big me up, man.
Better than me, anyway. But
yeah, so obviously we're all excited. New season, just can't wait to start playing, etc. And obviously we all think we're going to win the division, aren't we?
Well,
you gonna win?
Am I going to win my division? Oh, we're not talking about. No, I was going to say I'm not in this one. No, I think everyone's looking forward. It's a real pleasure once again to be doing repacking the duties for ReBBL. We're all going to be moving forward, putting our best foot forward. You're in Division 3, I'm in Division 4, and we'll see. I think we'll have to see. Because one thing we probably should say to get off with is congratulations to the Sage, our new Super Bowl champion. First time ever with a two-time winner of the same team. So that was great. Very, very, very exciting Super Bowl final.
I know you watched it. We both watched it. It was outstanding game. Outstanding. It really was. Yeah. And he was so emotional at the end. I clicked over to his stream and he was chuffed to bits to win that, and it was really nice to see. So I'm so glad he won it, and it's not in Real's hands anymore.
Yes,
it's back with the G-Man division.
Come back to G-Man, love it. And just a little bit of housekeeping before we get on with we stop putting ourselves over like a Chicago wrestling crowd, and we get on to actually discussing the real Division 3B, which is shaping up to be really great. We are going to be pre-recording these. They're not going to be live on Twitch. This is just, we might revisit that in coming seasons, but we find it works well because we're going to be having replays to go through as things come on, and for the main episodes we're going to be trying to keep things down to like 40-50 minutes just to kind of respect everyone's time and be able to get everyone through everything. We sometimes fail to keep it under that, but ideally under less than an hour.
We managed to watch every game last season and do clips on every game, didn't we? Which we're quite chuffed about. And we try to do a 3-minute clip of each game showing the highlights of the vital things that happen, and then quickly run through the teams afterwards. And do a predictions thing at the end and league table at the end.
Yes, there should be a link. We've put it in the Discord. Thank you everyone for joining the Discord, by the way. There's a link to the predictions spreadsheet, and we'll put other pertinent links in there as time goes on.
And arrange your games on Reddit. That is our tip for the day.
Yes, let's make things easier for our admins. Thank you, everyone. Right now, as you can see, we have got everyone having accepted their tickets, so that's great to see. Am I okay to run through a couple of average stats for the division before we go into a more in-depth one?
Go for it. We did this last year. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, so I've worked out the average TV based on the actual TV for each team, and that's coming in at 1,724. That's with two, as we'll go to later, two of the Elven teams have got under 11 players, so that's pulling things down a little bit for the actual TV. In terms of an overall breakdown, we're pretty in the middle in terms of our Bash agility breakdown. It's a really great split, actually. We've only got one repeated team type. For Bash, we've got one Orc, one Nurgle, one Khemri, one Chaos Dwarf, and one Chaos. So that's 5 Bash. We have 3 Agility, almost a full set of Elves. We have Wood Elves, High Elves, and Pro Elves, so no Dark Elves with us. Hybrid teams, we've got one Underworld, nice to see, lovely to see, one Necro, one Kislev team, and 2 Amazons, which is going to be interesting considering we've only got one Chaos Dwarf team out of the Dwarven tackle-focused ones. And of course, the most heroic team of all, we have one Stunty team, we have one Goblin team, which I'm looking forward to really a lot in the coming
I've watched some of his streams, man. He knows how to play Goblins big time. Yeah, it's good.
Um,
you actually chose to have this division, and we got it. So we're lucky that we got the one we wanted.
Yes, we did.
Why did you want it? Was it because of the goblins in it, or
That was
what made you
I
choose
thought
it?
it was very interesting. It's a really nice split of teams. A really good mix of coaches. But yeah, I had to go. This one's got a goblin team in it. That's great. Let's do that one. And also we've got a few teams coming over from the Big O as well, which is very interesting, and we'll go into that a bit more. And yeah, so shall we start going down in order? So this is the Tasty Tunes with the Dr. Nick.
So we have the Dr. Nick Tasty Tunes 1600 TV Underworld team. Their record isn't bad. It's 17 wins, 15 draws, and 12 losses. They were third in Division 4E last season. This is their fourth season, and their best season was the one they had last season. They also qualified for the Champions Cup, but they got knocked out in the first round, unfortunately.
That's unfortunately, but even making it there is great to see.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, their stadium is the Duke's Cool Box, which does not currently have an enhancement on it. And one thing I really like in a meta level, these are all food-based puns on songs, so that's all very amusing to me. I love a nice theme team. So what speaks out to you in terms of the players we've got to look out for here, Rob?
Well, first of all, I haven't played much Underworld. I think they're a pretty hard team to use, aren't they? They're almost bottom tier. But Agility 4 thrower, obviously very nice. Frenzy on it. What's all that about? You got any thoughts on that?
I don't have any thoughts on that. Like, I've briefly looked over the teams, but that's a choice that had escaped me. I guess. Well, it's also got tackle. This is like a hybrid ball retrieval, like almost a safety, I guess. So you can
maybe like when he needs to like blitz through that line, he can use the frenzy to actually like push his way through and get through.
Yeah, it's a very hybrid team, and it's a very hybrid player. I'm also liking this troll here as well. Starting off with guard, doubles for block, doubles for pro. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And
he's got two killers that are quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Bumful of rashes and one crepe beyond. I'm just about to start skanking there for a second. And yeah, those are going to be a real problem for any of the other bash teams or the high armor bash teams to get their way through.
Being an Amazon coach and there's two Amazon teams, I know the first thing they did when they looked at the division is count the tackle.
Yeah, and we've got a decent amount here.
Yeah, free tackle. The more I'm thinking about that thrower, I'm interested to see how he plays that thrower this season. So I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Indeed.
And only one more SPP for the next season.
Yeah, well, it's looking like Common Pickles is more of a ball carrying thrower there with the extra arms, extra heads, so you can get in and dodge out if you need to. The leader of the team. But yeah, this is certainly a very interesting team that's going to be a real wild card inside the mix, I think. Okay, so next up.
Yeah, have you got no dirty player?
No dirty player, no.
Why is there no dirty player? Maybe he died.
Maybe he died. Or
quick look. Yeah, he's had a lot of dead players. No dirty player anywhere on the dead side of things either. So maybe he doesn't foul much.
Interesting.
Start fouling, man.
Well, there's a great raft of skills here. Maybe you're moving around and you're just using your speed to take advantage.
It's a double on goblins, isn't it?
That is true. So maybe, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, maybe taking block instead.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. Cool. So next up, we have the Uruk Haikus. I did do a quick syllable check here. So okay. This severed limb is a brush from my poem. Ush. So the five syllables on the ending one is a bit of a stretch there, I have to admit, but it's very amusing. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Yeah. So Orcs, his record isn't too fantastic. He's been around a long time. 35 wins, 32 draws, and 57 losses. Last season, he finished 6th in 3A. This is his 9th season, but he has been in Division 1 with this, so that might explain a quite a few of those losses. He finished 8th in Division 1. And he's starting off with a TV of 2,040. What you got to say?
Yes.
Stadium?
So the stadium, yeah. So the stadium is the Poetry Station, which has got a security gate, which is the riot and pitch invasion cancelled. Interestingly, this is one of the 3 teams that's come up with us, come up from 3A. So there's a little bit of history with the Hat-Tricks and the Outdoor Acrobata. The Haikus beat the Hat-Tricks 2-0 last season. Not doing too much damage to the team, but they did kill Grashnak Blackhoof, which probably helped getting the victory, but lost to the Outdoor Acrobata, so potentially looking out for some revenge this season.
Yeah. I like the way that 3 teams from last year are in the same division. That always creates a little bit of a banter, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Looking at some of these players, we've got Jet Karawang, clear, well-built-up team, losing movement, losing agility, but that's not really super important for a Black Hawk blocker. You can just stick him on the line, block, tackle, mighty blow, guard, stand firm. That's just sticking him in the middle of the team.
Best 2 stats to lose, aren't they?
And just, every Black Hawk's got block, every Black Hawk's got guard. That's a real strong, especially with a few other bash teams in this division, having just that real repository of guard to call on is going to really help you out, especially on a strict.
I bet that Goblin's handy down the bottom. Edgefall Goblin.
Yeah, Edgefall Goblin lands well, has sprint as well, catch. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Good shout. 169 SPP, man. How do you get a Goblin that high? Jesus.
Well, his strength busted, so got to be only keeping in reserve for. Just not getting involved.
He's obviously just picking him up with a troll and luzzing him down the pitch and hoping for the best.
Absolutely.
Again, it's a dirty player as well. I like that. And tackle count, 4 tackle. Always got to mention that for the Amazon coaches.
4 tackle. And strong arm on your blitz. Strong arm on a blitzer. That's interesting. Oh, of course, because this is a no thrower orc build, so you've kind of getting your agi up blitzer and are using him as a substitute thrower / ball carrier, it would seem, with the fend there. So that's very interesting.
But maybe he got to a stage where it was like, he doesn't know what to do with it, and strong arm just seemed a logical choice. Gets him out of trouble, maybe.
Indeed. And otherwise we've got a good smattering of skills elsewhere, some blodge and rodge, and just a little bit of extra guard going along. Just a nice, steady, well-developed Orcs team. That's.
I'm just looking at his previous players now. He did have a strength 4 lineman die with 35 SPP. But the best one was a blitzer, 137 SPP. He was quite tasty. But overall, he hasn't lost too many brilliant people. He has been a bit beaten up. The list goes on and on and on, but it is a 9-season-old team. So 8-season-old team. So it's a nice, well-rounded team. Don't
Absolutely,
you think?
It's going to be just a nice a potential roadblock for many teams in this division. Okay.
Yeah, I can see this guy being up there towards the end myself.
So next up, we have Sabretooth Vag 3.0 from MC Carmack. Or MB Carmack, sorry.
We got a Wood Elf team.
Indeed.
Lovely, yeah. Always fun to follow, aren't they? So their record, 22 wins, 11 draws, 19 losses. So pretty average. Last season, they came 11th in 2A, so they're dropping down a division. This is their 5th season that they're starting, and their TV is 1360, but they've only got 9 players, I believe. Is that right?
They have only got 8 players. Yes, this is one of the teams that's coming in lower. But you certainly get to a point where I'm sure you're just putting your loaners on the line, so you don't have to worry about them. In terms of the players here, obviously Harry Dan, the Tree Man, strength up, strength 7 is going to be very gnarly to kind of get through. Movement up,
strength rather than block.
It's always the argument, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a couple of them, I think. But what do you think? What would your choice be? I'd go block myself.
I might have gone block, but I can see the when you've got one high strength player, everyone does tend to focus on the tree man sometimes to try and take him out to regain the strength advantage. So I could see, you don't want to upset Nuffle too much by taking.
That's hard getting 2 dice on a strength 7 player, isn't it?
Indeed.
So yeah.
Elsewise, we've got a lovely agility up on a thrower. So that's a blodging ball carrier. A catcher there with sprint and sure feet. That's always very useful. And sidestep. Elsewise, we've just kind of got just a smattering of.
Well, obviously, the players that are alive are doing well and good. I'm just looking at his previous on here. I don't know if you can click onto it and have a look.
Sure.
But the list is longer than the York team, obviously. And there's been some good players go over the seasons here.
Oh, Filthy Chad, no longer for this world.
Yeah.
Dumas.
I bet he was gutted when he lost him. But that's what happens when you play.
Well, 2 niggles as well, it seems. So.
But he's lost a couple of treatment, hasn't he?
Maybe that is a case of you're not going to take this one. It's strength up. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, there's a few.
Yeah, and the catchers. My God, 1, 2, 3, 4. It just goes on and on. The catchers.
Well.
So yeah, it's I'm expecting him to finish with half a squad, but you know what Wood Elves are like. They're either brilliant or they're dead, basically.
So yes, this prehistoric upgrade to the Vagina Dentata is certainly going to be one to look out for, I think, moving forward into the season. So next up, we have the Very Dead Corpses. If it moves, ain't
nice
dead.
Team.
Indeed, go on.
Yeah, so 12 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses, which is respectable, definitely. One of the big O teams. So why has he moved over? Is it for a better challenge, or just he lives in different time slots?
I'm not sure.
We don't know.
I did take a look, and he has taken a break, or they have taken a break for the last 2 seasons. And a back in with a transfer from Big O. So didn't play Keandra, our other Big O coach from Division 3 last season. So that'll be interesting. They have not got a rivalry going on as far as I'm aware, at least from last season.
Right. It's their 3rd season. 2000 TV, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at, let's have a look at the team.
Let's have a look at the team. They've got the Big Tomb Stadium, which has got the Magic Dome, which is the one where the weather always stays nice. Oh, I didn't mention for the Wood Elves, but they've got a stadium named after a key smash that is still level 1, does not have an enhancement. But
first thing you do when you look at Necro team is look at the walls.
They're spicy, but they're both spicy for 2 different reasons.
Yeah, he's got so Mighty Blow, piling on. They're both doubles, so lovely. So I'm missing my face.
Missing my face is an absolute killer.
Proper dangerous.
Yeah.
And then he's got a nice ball carrier as well. So this team should do quite well again.
Yeah, I thought so.
And then we've got 2 flesh golems, block guard, just lovely. Not that much built up. I suppose it's only played, how many games would I say? It's only played 2 seasons, so it's looks like they've been struggling. Let's have a quick look at their previous.
Okay.
No, they haven't had many people die either. So
well, that's good.
Yeah,
I think certainly the those 2 werewolves are going to be the big focus of any kind of plays this team's going through. Potential targets for any of their opponents as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, just the one goal. Obviously, because he's got a ball carrying werewolf and a blitzing werewolf, I suppose the goals don't come into it much, but he's got a nice strength up on that one.
It's not showing on the thing. I don't know if that's because it's not started yet or something weird's happened.
Yeah, guard, lodge, just lovely strength up. So
yeah, nice.
Maybe
dirty player kick. You've got a nice little bit of utility on your zombies there. Yeah, nicely developed team.
And 2 tackle for the ums and coaches.
So next up we've got who have we got here, Rob?
we've got our favourites, haven't we? Why does everyone hate Amazon so much, man? The team name. Let's have a go.
All right.
Welchensenin.
That's not too bad. I spoke to one of my
Okay.
German-speaking friends who gave me a heads up. I'm probably not going to get this exactly right, but he told me it was UmweltSchutzerInnen. So this is a reference to conservation. I imagine if we look through the team, it's got a lot of famous female ecologists and conservationists. As you can see, For a Better Tomorrow is a name of the is the motto of the team. So yeah, so I don't know if we're going to refer to them as like Umwelt, or we're going to be the ecologists or something like that. But yeah, once again, a lovely naming convention to be going through. So how have they been getting on?
Umwelt. Yeah, Umwelt, that's their name now. Yeah, Amazon's 14-12-14 when it comes to their record, which is okay. It's not bad. Last season, they were 11th in 3B, and they were also in the league with the Pro Elves as well, that finished 10th in their league. So they obviously struggled a bit there. It's their 4th season, and their best season was 11th in 3B, which I'm classing as their best season being like where they got in the highest division, basically. And I haven't looked at the team yet, but I can imagine a 1600 Amazon team looks very nice.
Yeah. You touched on it slightly before. They were in the same division as the Sit Down Boys last season. We'll get onto them later. But the result of that was a 1-1 draw. So I imagine both teams are going to be chomping at the bit for the potential rematch this season. They also have Gaia Stadium, which has got the Elf Turf enhancements. That's -1 armor rolls when going for it. Very much in keeping with the theme of the ecological Amazons. So I can respect that. That's very nice. And yeah, having a look at the team, an Agility 5 Blitzer is very nice for Amazons to have. With Leap, Block, Mighty Blow, that second agility coming in and transitioning more into a leaping potential ball. Well, you can leap away, you can leap in to kind of get to the ball with Mighty Blow, and a very nice hybrid type player. We've got
or leaping in with guard as well.
Yeah.
That's a lovely player. Yeah.
So we've got a strength 4 blitzer as well with additional movement, but that's cancelled out by the movement bust. So that's always unfortunate when that happens. But yeah, stand firm on a guard player, also good. We've got kind of a piling on killer blitzer as well. And yeah, other than that, a nice smattering of skills. Dirty player, wrestle. We've got a catcher. We've got a catcher that's got like blodge. We've got a really nice like safety catcher with blodge step and diving tackle, which is always useful. Anything else ever jump out to you?
Piling on the killer, I haven't had too much success with my Amazons. The movement 6 is really hard to like keep them around the pitch. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I wish I didn't take it, and I don't know how JCAN feels, but I try not to do too much piling on with my blitzer. It's a bit of a wasted skill in a way. But I really like this Amazon team. It's lovely.
With Mighty Blow against any other Armor 7 team, though, that's pretty, and tackle. I guess that's going to really help out for the Amazon mirror match.
Yeah, I haven't looked at either Amazon team properly yet. So but it's a lovely Amazon team. I expect them to do really well. So I'm just going to have a quick look at their dead players and see who they've lost.
Strong blitzer, armor busted and let go. Deaths for stat ups is always never pleasant. Other than that, the kind of rookie as you go down the rookie Amazon takedowns that you might be expecting.
I bet it's gutted with the thrower. Movement up and then block on the thrower. Just that movement up so big for an Amazon team. So yeah, he hasn't suffered too badly. So I'm expecting big things from the Amazon coaches.
Indeed. Speaking of which, next up, the Proud Women. Tells me a little bit about them.
Okay, 12-10-6 is their record, so a little bit better. They were third in 4C last season. It's their third season, and they're starting off at 1770, which is really high for Amazons, and they got knocked out in the first round of the Champions Cup last season.
Indeed. Their stadium is the Feminists Arena, which has got the Squig Sandwich kiosk. So that's throw a rock and get the ref events cancelled. And once again, we've got another kind of theme naming here, as you might guess, like strong women from history and the current days. So that's always good to see.
Having 2 Edge 4 in your team's lovely.
And a strength up.
And a strength, yeah. But having the 2 Edge 4 so you can do the throw and catch like quite comfortably, that's really valuable.
Yeah.
Not, I suppose 4 guard is a bit, but 5 guard. Sorry, yeah, it's quite nice 5 guard. Yeah.
And
gone with a thrower.
Indeed.
I don't particularly use them myself, but I can see the attraction.
Especially when you've got several agility for people to receive it as well.
Yeah.
And also thinking a bit about potential mirror matches, they have got 3 tackle themselves.
Yeah, going to be interesting that, isn't it? The Amazon.
Yeah. I think they've got the bash edge. But they've got a bash edge. They've got a potential throwing game. This is going to be very interesting. I think both these Amazon teams are going to be really fun to watch.
There hasn't been a 2 tackle heavy so far in this league, so they should do okay. A pair of them.
Okay, yeah. You want to have a quick look at their previous people they might have lost? A strength up catcher, which is a bit unfortunate, and then some line women, which is it could be worse when you're AV7.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah. Next up, we have got a Grim Tale, a fairy tale themed naming convention. Tell me a little bit about them.
Okay, so Innovation 199 has got a record of 11, 8, 24 losses. So I can imagine that a lot of those losses were at the beginning because Nurgle are just a big pain, aren't they, to get going?
Yeah, but once they do, they can really start to. What do you say? It was about. You've said it was about 2000 they start to get good, and we're at 2180 here. So this is really starting to come online. This Nurgle team.
Yeah, fifth. They finished 5th in 4F last season. So did they just miss out on the Champions Cup? Yeah. This is their 4th season, so yeah, they're probably just really looking forward to this season. I can imagine just where it's just all started coming together for them.
Absolutely. I'm particularly impressed by this Strength 7 stand firm Beast of Nurgle. That's going to be tricky.
You know what? I've been thinking about it, and just would you take the block on one of them 2 strengths? And I'm thinking, nah, because a strength 3 player needs, I think that's a 10 plus to get away. It's have I got my maths right there?
I'd need to check, I'm afraid, but it's certainly going to be difficult to get by, and you're not really going to be able to with the stand firm and the strength 7. It's going to be very tricky without committing a lot of resources to do the because you want to have the block in this case to stop you getting blitzed off, right? But strength 7 and stand firm is going to help to a certain degree for that itself. It's committing onto the path of just being a tentacle bot, and that's good. Speaking of which,
I can imagine when he rolled that second strength up, I bet he was just, shall I take the block? And it's so hard to turn down, isn't it? Strength 7 tentacles, it's just so hard. So yeah, go on. Speaking of which,
we also have a backup tentacles person, Iron John, getting that strength up into tentacles. This is a very interesting. So got the strength up, went for tentacles straight away, and then went for the block afterwards. Which is, once again, okay, this is going to be a tentacles team. We're going to get these online as soon as possible. Unlike what happened with the Nurgle Warrior down here. Which has got a strength up. Once again, it's not being. I think this might be an issue with the website. It's not showing on the stats here, but then going for block as well. And it's that combined with a couple of guard, a blodging Nurgle Warrior with a guard, and a couple of dedicated killers who have both taken their skills in different orders, fulfilling what needs the team had at the time, is going to make this quite gnarly. And we're building up for a 3rd killer who's pretty much online here as well, down here. movement up Pestigore and a dirty player, and just a lot of backup rotters as you might want. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah. It's coming together lovely, and I know the coach record isn't great, 11-8-24, but I can see that maybe changing. I know Division 3 is difficult division, so he's going to have some tough games. The one thing I'm not sure about, Brother Listig, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
He took dodge on the double when
he did already have
I'd
block.
be-
It depends on what else was on the team at the time. Because guard can be very useful. It's very I've found, and as we've established already, I'm not the best coach at Blood Bowl, but I have found when I'm playing Nurgle, it's very easy to get out guarded. But with the strength ups, the strength ups you got, that does mitigate it somewhat. And it does depend what else was happening on the team at the time. I just had a quick look at the previous players, and we've only really been losing rotters up until this point. So this is why we've got some of these quite well developed Nurgle Warriors and Pestigores, I think.
Yeah, because I think jump up's a good skill, but no, you're spot on actually. He's trying to get some guard in place, isn't he? He really is. And yeah, it's hard to get into the team guard. So
when you've rolled stat ups and stuff that takes your attention, when you've got the strength up on the Nurgle Warrior, you're gonna want to, and you know the power of tentacles. You know that the actual build to get them what you want to at least block, you're not going to be getting guard for so long. So I'm thinking like getting it on the pieces that you can, I think is certainly a reasonable thing to be doing.
Okay, next up we have Fernlow's the Imperishable 4, which is a Kenry team. 29-20-29 is their record. Last season they were in 2B and they finished 12th. This is their 7th season, and their best season was 6th in 2B, and we got a starting TV of 1690.
Okay, yeah. Their stadium is the Nahakara Stadium, which has got the security gate, so riot and pitch invasion are cancelled. Had this team, and this is the only team they've had in ReBBL since season 8.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do in a way when I started ReBBL, was pick a team and try to see it all the way through. Maybe I shouldn't have picked a Armour 7 team, I'm not sure. But yeah, I like, I'm really coming around to Kenry. We had a couple of Kenry guys last season that we were following, and just they're a really attractive side to play. Claw's a bit scary for them, but what do you think of the team?
The first thing that jumps out to me is the both throw Ras have got the agi up, and that really, really gets over the biggest kind of issue that Kenry have, which is picking up the ball in the first place. And these are two pretty well developed throw Ras, to the point one of them's got leader even. One of them is a blodger with kick-off return. One of them is like a passer. So you've kind of got a throw pass, a throw and a catcher there to some degree, which is an option that Kenry don't usually have. It's not the greatest in terms of that kind of ability, but it's certainly going to be doing the job. And
yeah, the throw bars make the difference, I think. Whenever I see any decent Kenry team, they've always got an edge up on one of the throw bars.
And this has got two. We've managed to get
lovely.
We've managed to get one block on one of the Tomb Guardians. One's a rookie, and the other one is kind of going the Mighty Blow guard route, and another guard on the second one. You just get a few extra doubles on those Tomb Guardians. It's going to be really, gnarly to get through.
They're not that leveled up, are they, the Tomb Guardians? I've got a feeling if we go to the previous, we're going to see quite a few dead ones in here.
Okay.
Yes, we are, because they have decay.
Yes, they do. Oh God! Oh, the
list
there's
goes
so
on.
many. There's so many. None with block though, so it seems that going with guard, either Mighty Blow or guard early, is a theme on these, which makes sense to me. And we've had a couple of killers, Blitz Ras going down, but other than that, just skeletons getting down early, as you might expect. So yeah, certainly I'm interested to see what this team can do moving forward, especially with those two throw Ras. Okay, next up, we have a team we have some familiarity with, ReBBL Supremacy.
Yeah, really enjoyed this team last season. I know they didn't do as well as we was expecting, but the plays that he was doing and just the players on his team are outstanding. So Mad Frog, Rebel Supremacy, we have got
Yes. Rebel Supremacy. Yeah. So this was we were recapping 3C last season, so this is a team we get to recap again. I'm very much looking forward to that.
So 15, 16, 10 is their record. They finished 9th in the end in 3C last season. This is their 4th season, and last season was their best season. And the TV is 1860.
Yeah, they've got the Stadium of Champions, which is the name of the stadium, and that's got a Squig Sandwich kiosk, which once again is Thorough Rock and Get Ref cancelled if we happen to be playing on that pitch. Yeah.
So green stat-ups everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a crazy side, isn't it? You know, just the thrower with Edge 5 and safe throw is just absolutely lovely. You know, the blitzer with strength and edge up is just crazy. You know, he's got leap on one of the players, if I remember rightly. Yeah, the catcher there.
Yeah. The wrestle catcher as well. So, you know, strip ball is going to be potentially coming soon.
It's so entertaining the way he plays them. It really is. The movement 10 catcher, I'm really happy that we've got Mad Frog again. Great guy and entertaining player.
Yeah, there's already been a lot of discussion in the Discord about all these good startups.
4 agility 5 players.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But as we know, this isn't understaffed team in a certain way. We are starting off under 11 players, and if we have a look at the previous, well, it's not done too badly in terms of some of these. A lot of it's linemen who are relatively undeveloped compared to some of the people we've seen. So, yeah, it's going to be it's certainly going to be very fun watching this team go again. I'm hoping they can get a little bit of a higher position than they did last time. Maybe they were just outplayed by some of the ridiculous star players that we had last season. I think this could really well be their time to push their way through up to a playoff or a Challengers Cup.
Yeah, we're saying it with every team, aren't we? This team should do well. This team should do well.
It shows good and it shows balance. You know, we're up to Division 3, and we've got once again, very proud to have a division full of like really strong teams and really strong coaches. Next up, Trusting Gob. What can you tell me about these?
Trust in Gob. Oh, Goblins from the Big O.
Yes.
Have you ever watched any of his streams?
I have not, I'm afraid.
Okay. He's very entertaining. His streams are very good. I think if you're ever on Twitch and you see him, just tune in, and just obviously doing well with Goblins is amazing anyway. And he wins them quite a lot. His record with Goblins is 19-9-24. So he's only lost 5 more than he's won, which is incredible. Is the Big O an easier division? Probably, but I think this is a good test for him, and I think he's going to get.
Who knows? I know there's a lot of people say, we're happy to have 2 Big O coaches coming through. I think there's less coaches in there for sure, but that you could argue that's got a focusing effect, and you tend to get stronger individual divisions because of it, because everyone's going to be in one. The arena here is the Cult Arena Stadium, which has got the Nuffle Altar, so the stars are 50k less. As you know, this is going to be This is probably going to be under the TV for most, if not all, of the matches. So taking advantage of that is going to be very interesting. I've always said that if you have a Goblin team in a division, it does help keep a lot of people honest. So we're going to have some. We're going to have a lot of star players. We're going to have a lot of bribes. And yeah, it's going to be really, really fun to see what this team can do.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think jumps out to you.
He's just brilliant, honestly. And again, it's another team I'm looking forward to watching. When it comes to doing the recaps, do you remember last season we got more involved in the recapping than we did in our own divisions at one point? So yeah, just really looking forward to seeing this team. Let's have a quick look at the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in the two trolls here. Like, they're both block trolls. One of them's got pro as well, so that's going to really help with the really stupids. And one of them's got block guard, piling on, tackle and grab. I mean, it is AV busted, but it's just going to be those are two good trolls. The Pogoer is agility 4, so that's going to help with a lot of things. And then we've got a smattering of your kind of expected goblin skills moving down. There's another rookie at the bottom there, just not quite on the screen. The interesting thing to me here is that it does not currently have a fanatic, a bomber, or a loony. That's what we call a chainsaw person. So I don't know if that's just waiting to see what the first match is going to be, or if it's just to keep the TV down to get those stars in. I guess we'll see that. Well, you've had some experience seeing this team, so which of those do you think it might be?
It looks like he's lost a fanatic recently, a 27 SPP one, and a good few loonies on the deathbed there. They just die though, don't they? Loonies, they just kill themselves more than the opposition killing them. There's loads and loads of goblins just dead, which you fully expect. One of my favourite players is the fanatic, so I can imagine when the TV's right, he'll be getting a fanatic. But maybe he's going to be inducing one and just having one on the team.
Sure.
Obviously Ripper is pretty normally the first person you put on your team, star player wise. But learn from this guy. He's going to be awesome. I know he is.
Looking forward to it. Next up, we've got a team that we'd briefly mentioned before, the Sit Down Boys, the Pro Elves. This is Lord Brainlord. Thanks very much for getting the Discord set up. Your help with that is really appreciated. As we said, they had a match against Umvelt last season, which was a 1-1. So probably looking to expunge that from the records and get a decisive victory this season.
Yeah, he's got a record of 21, 14, 27. Finished 10th in 3B. This is his 4th season, and last season was his best season. So let's have a look at his team.
Yeah. Oh, also, his stadium is the Bone Zone Stadium, which is a magician's shop. So if we happen to be playing at home, both teams will get wizards, which is interesting. And like the other elf team we saw before, this is coming in at 10 players, but this is going to be a little bit easier to get to a point where you've got some bench going on.
So obviously smacks you right in the face straight away. AG6 thrower with strong arm.
Yeah, Lord Fluoride.
Yeah, I see him put a note in the Discord saying that he throws long bombs in a tackle zone on a 3+.
Yeah, it's not that far away. He's not that far away from getting accurate either, is he? It's a little bit away actually.
So, yeah, is he going to need it? I'll probably take block on him next.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because long bombs are always going to be a 3+. Is that right? Because of the way they work it all out, you get the negative effects for a -2 and a long. Yeah, so I think it's always a 3+, but I might be wrong on that.
So I'm liking this strength up blitzer as well. Blodge step tackle is useful. Another blodge step blitzer here as well. Just very easy to just get that stuck on an opposing ball carrier. Just very difficult to shift them.
Yeah, the catcher's nice, and he's obviously the team sacker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leaping pages. It doesn't look like a very massively developed team, does it? But
well, let's have a look at the previous ones. We've had a few good players go, so I think it's not. We can probably use our deductive skills to see what probably happened here. In particular, this is quite a nice blodge stepping mighty blow catcher that they used to have. Armor busted and then killed. Hate to see it.
Yeah, ouch.
Yeah, but it's going to be very interesting to see this team go on. I want to see Lord Fluoride in action. I'm looking forward to doing so every week. Is there anything else you want to
definitely. Add? No, I'm always entertained by the pro elf play. It's normally quite aggressive. and just once they get the ball, they score, don't they? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Next up, another team that we've mentioned before, the Outdoor Acrobata, a Kislev troupe, a Tylean circus troupe that's turned to Blood Bowl. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, Coach Cole, he's got a record of 21-6-17. Last season, he finished 10th in 3A, and this is his 4th season. So this guy was in the same division as the Orcs. So
yes, and the Chaos Dwarfs, who we'll talk about in a second. In fact, that's
right,
yeah, they beat Hatrix 1-0 last season and the Uruk Haikus 2-1 last season. So both of those coaches, I'm sure, are going to be out for some revenge. The stadium is the Colosseum, but does not have an enhancement on it at the moment.
It was in the Champions Cup in season 12. Got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah. And I've played a little bit of Kislev in a non-Rebel league, and the thing that kind of grabs my attention immediately is that they've got a nice guard catcher, which is always lovely to leap into a cage. And you've got a strength up catcher as well, so that's a nice little bit of ball carrying that can be done there without that inherent risk that can come with the strength 2 start.
Not sure how long the Armour 6 guy is going to last. Alfonso.
Yeah, that's two AV busts, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't played Kislev much. I haven't got much experience with them. I know they're buggers to defend against, especially, as you say, when they got that leaping guard. That's
Well, it would seem that this division has been given a bit of a reprieve because Michelle, the lineman being built as a sacker, with wrestle, strip ball, tackle, and pro, has got very recently a strength bust. Likewise, the AV bust has just gone down to 6 this last thing. So we'll be seeing whether or not we'll be keeping those 2 players around. I guess come the result of this first week's match. That's a bit gutting.
What always catches me out when I play Kislev is because you press control a few times and just show the added skills. The diving tackle doesn't show up. And then when you're about to dodge away, it doesn't add it in the calculations either. And the amount of times I've been caught out by that is a joke.
Yeah.
And normally in the first couple of turns, I get caught out by it once, and then I'm keeping my eyes peeled. So, yeah, Kislev, they're buggers to play against, aren't they?
Yeah. They've got a dirty player, which I'm sure you'll like as well, and nice little bit of dodge on one of those almost rookie catches. So yeah, it's going to be making some interesting matchups moving forward. I'm very interested to see what happens with these 2 players.
Yeah, he's lost a couple of players along the way, but he lost a killer, which is a bit gutting for him.
Yeah, he's lost a bear as well. Lost a dauntless catcher. It's he lost that killer lineman. It's very unfortunate, but once again, and they've gone through this and did take a couple of victories from the people we've got from that division who are still here in this one for this season. So clearly they're doing something right. Okay, next up we have got Hatrix. What can you tell me about them?
Well, it's the team you're using, the Chaos Dwarves. They got 15-5-9 record, 11 in 3A last season. This is their 3rd season, and they've got a TV of 1540. And in the Champions Cup, they got to the round 3 in season 12, which was quite nice for them. You got anything to add
their
to
stadium is the Pit, which does not currently have an enhancement. As we've mentioned, they lost 1-0 to the Outdoor Acrobata last season, and they lost 0-2 to the Uruk Haikus, so they're going to be really out for revenge, I would imagine. As the only kind of natural tackle team with 2 Amazon teams in this division, it's going to be an interesting thing for them to move forward. In terms of the coach, it's Bartzerk. I did ask my European language specialist, not entirely sure if this is in Swedish or if it's a pun in German to do with bears. So I'm not entirely sure which one around that is. But this is the 2nd team that they've had in Rebel, and they had a Necro team before that. Looking at the players, anything jumps out to you?
Yeah, how underdeveloped the Bull Centaurs are. So I've got a feeling he's lost a couple.
Yeah, I mean, this it has unfortunately lost. It does look like it's very similar to my Chaos Dwarf team, actually. There's probably been some turnover there. I do like the strength up on the blocker and a guard, mighty blow, stand firm. Not a huge amount of claws come in. You've just got one down here, and they're clearly going for the killer build of that mighty blow one, or maybe just a stand firm. Yeah, here we go. Blodge Bull Centaur's gone down. Another Dodge Bull Centaur's gone down. Yeah, a bit of blocker turnover as well. You just don't want it's very unfortunate if you do lose those Bull Centaurs. It can be quite difficult to turn over. Bully Bullington took that AV bust and then got killed afterwards. It does suck to lose a Blodge Bull Centaur, so that's probably why we're seeing what we're seeing there.
I'm just looking at the matches tab. He's not scoring too much of them. He hasn't scored in the last 4 games, and then he's only scored 1, and then he's struggling to score with his team by the looks of it. Although he did have a 3-0 win and then another 3-0 win, but it looks like he's just struggling getting that.
It can happen, especially when you've lost some key players like we've seen. So, this could potentially be like a dark horse pick, dark horse pick, out for revenge. Like starting to get some of that rebuild down, and sometimes when you do get that fresh start on a new season, you can really see teams turn around out the gates. So that's going to potentially be very, very interesting to see. And finally, we've got the Warriors of Coney Island. As they're clinking milk bottles together and declaring that we all come out and play.
L Logics has got a Chaos team, 14 wins, 3 draws, 7 losses, which is very respectable. 4th in 4D last season. On ReBBL.net, it says that this is their 2nd season and that they started their 1st season in Division 4, which didn't make sense to me, so I got a feeling that there's a little problem there.
Or like they were in Greenhorn or something like that, or they were in a different division to start off with. I'm sure everything's above board, just that we couldn't track the stats fully for it.
Yeah, so it looks like they played 1.5 seasons to me, which is just odd. So if you go in Greenhorn and develop your team, can you skip Division 5? Can you and enter in Division 4?
I'm not 100% sure on that myself, but what I do know is I like the theme naming of this. Warriors. Have you seen the Warriors movie, Rob?
Long time ago. Brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah,
back in the day.
They're not going to be fighting the baseball Furies, but they might be having some Blood Bowl Fury in the upcoming season. So I love the theme naming here, but as we said, it's a little bit of it can be difficult to slowly skill up Chaos teams, but all the Chaos Warriors have got block, all the Chaos Warriors have got guard. That's the real clutch thing you need to be in there. So once again, we could be seeing a real nice turnaround. Especially, I love this Minotaur. So got the claw, got block, got guard, then got pro. Like a lot of people, that's a fairly reliable like little blitzer you got there.
Yeah, definitely. We had HUD in our division last season, and HUD plays a non-warrior Chaos team, and he wasn't using his Minotaur that much. He kept him in every game, but I'm expecting big things from this guy.
Yeah.
Strength 5, claw, mighty blow, block. That's going to be good fun,
It's
isn't it?
a nice, solid Chaos team that's concentrating on getting the fundamentals in place first. And I can respect that. You're building up a killer down here with Rhino and also with Cochise. And you'll get her eventually, but it's focusing on getting the fundamentals in place first, alongside this frankly resplendent Minotaur there. So that's good to see.
Yeah, he's he lost in the 3rd round of the Champions Cup. He lost in 3rd round, but in round 2 he beat McMackey.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow. So
definitely
he's got to be definitely. To beat McMackey, you've got to know how to play, definitely.
Yeah. Their stadium is Coney Island, which obviously, and it has a security gate once again in theme, which I like a lot. So that's Riot and Pitch Invasion cancelled. If you ever try and invade the Warriors on their own turf, and why would you do that? Why would you?
Just looking at his previous list, he's only lost 1 Warrior and 3 Beastmen in the 1.5 seasons. So yeah, he's done all right.
Yeah. Oh, so that beast man with the dodge and short hands has got to hurt a little bit, but it's once again it's a very strong team, and yeah. Normally at this point would be that's all the teams. So normally this would be the bit where we talk about the predictions, but unfortunately we've not had the schedule out yet. I'm going to put the link to this again in the bottom of the video. Hopefully by the time, I don't know when this is actually going to get released, maybe if it gets started, you guys can come in and make some predictions. Just Coach Cool has already added one in. Thank you very much, Coach Cool. Yeah, just add in one of your thing at the top. Put your predictions down in here, and yeah, when we go in and put all the scores in, it should work itself out moving forward.
So last season we named 3 teams each that we thought were going to do well. Do you want to do that again, or do you want to skip it?
I don't know. Like I kind of want to skip it, if only because I think it's a very potentially close season. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make any predictions. I think we're going to have to get part way through to see how this all goes out, because we've got some wild cards in the mix. So
I think there's some of the wild cards is like that Nurgle team, for instance, where he's lost so many games, but now it's coming round and it could be awesome. You got the guy that beat Mackie. You got the goblins just mixing it up and just killing everybody.
You got those spicy walls on the necromantic team. You've got some underworld there who are also like punching way above their weight, which is very interesting. The Khemri, I mean, if I had to, are we going to talk ourselves out of doing a 3? Then we're going to do a 3 anyway. I don't know.
Rebel Supremacy, you've got to get top 3 without a doubt. If you don't, you better sack that team. But I don't want to see it.
I know. Got to keep with it. I'm feeling a little bit of nostalgia for the Rebel Supremacy. So I probably give them a watch. I'm very interested in the necromantic team that's got those spicy werewolves, and I'm gonna go with the Warriors actually as kind of like a pick there. So the Warriors of Coney Island. Once again, it's a very tight field. But if I had to pick 3, I'd go with those 3. I think.
All right. I think one of the Amazon teams will be up there. I'm not sure which one, but where it's not a tackle heavy league, you've only got one team, the Chaos Dwarf team. So I'll be surprised if one of the Amazon teams isn't really up there with a shout. The Orc team, they were in Division 1. He's obviously a good coach. This is his 9th season, so he's going to be up there. Do you remember last season we completely missed the actual winner of the league, didn't we? Both of us.
Do not be insulted by this. We generally get this wrong, but I'm very interested to see I'm interested in seeing every team play these matches. Looks like it's shaping up to be a really fantastic season of Blood Bowl here in Division 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Proud Women, Rebel Supremacy, and Ulrich Hikus myself. But that could well change after 2 or 3 weeks.
And like every other team out there, like the Goblins could do it. Like I'm very interested to see Kanda. Like that's going to be great.
Oh, definitely. Everybody wants the Goblins to win, of course. All right, we wrapped up,
I think we are.
Okay, so that's all for me. That's all, folks.
And we will see you on the pitch.